Hi, and welcome to the mind mapping session for your support staff conference. I'm Jodi Bruns. I'm a leadership and civic engagement specialist for Extension. I'm sure I recognize many of you out in the virtual meeting here. So a little bit about mind mapping. I'm going to share my screen with you. And so mind mapping is a great way to just kind of do some brainstorming. And so it's been around for many, many years. It's a diagram used to visually organize information. It's often created around a single idea or concept. And you can use words or images, parts of words. It's all related to a major idea, okay? It is an effective way of getting information in and out of your brain. Sounds kind of funny, but what I like about it is it's not very structured. It's just like an explosion of ideas. It is a creative and logical means of note-taking and note-making that literally maps out your ideas. There's really no right or wrong with mind maps, okay? So don't get hung up on how pretty it looks or any of the small details. Really, the more organic, the better. And it really is a great way to just throw a bunch of ideas up and just see where it goes. So yeah, just let those ideas flow. So why mind mapping? Well, it's just another way to look at evaluating something that you've done or planning something that you want to see happen. It's suggested that mind mapping can improve learning or even efficiency in processes up to 15%. And so it's just a different way of tackling a particular issue. So this is a mind map I literally just did 2 weeks ago. I was part of a farm stress webinar series called Transformation. And so we were talking about this particular issue and the evaluation process. And I said, let me just mind map this. So I grabbed a marker and we had, I never travel anywhere without poster paper or markers. So I threw this up on the wall and transformation was our central idea. And then just things branched out from that, as you can see. So non-farm followers, well, who were they? Church. It showed up in literature, webcasts. And then some of the traction we got from NPR. And we felt like a theme was not alone. Many farmers felt like they were not alone because of this. And it created some hope. So we just did some evaluation about this particular project we all worked on. It worked out pretty well. It looks messy, but we were pretty pleased with the results. This is a very formal mind map around learning and the theory of childhood learning around the issue of pedagogy. And so they can be very formal, but do not be intimidated by this. You do not have to do this at all. So I will share with you, so you can just, so if you want to maybe plan an event, you can, I'm going to stop sharing here. So let's say you're trying to plan a conference in your county. So we'll make that the central theme. Okay, and maybe you want to branch out from there. So what do you need for the conference? You need food. So then you can do another branch and think about lunch, soup, sandwiches. Okay, what about a venue? How about walking tours? What else? So maybe you have a guest speaker. Breakout rooms. Okay, you can go off in all kinds of branches to do this. So I am going to share my screen again. There's actually some software. It's called Xmind software that I have on my computer, and I'll share that with you. Now again, you can do mind mapping without the fancy software, but I like it because sometimes I will do a written mind map and then I will convert it into something that looks a little nicer. So with the software, there's a number of options. You could do meeting management. They have a SWOT analysis, cause and effect. So there are a number of templates available already, but please don't feel like that's something you have to purchase to do this. I love mind mapping for evaluation. If I'm in a room with a group of people that we've just done a program, to say, has this program worked? So let's say your central topic, I'm just going to use one of ours. So our lead local training, many of you are familiar with that. So what's the floating topic? Let's see. So lessons learned. Okay. And from that, I might branch out. So Parley Pro, parliamentary procedure, okay? We'll do another one, another subtopic. So leadership, okay? Another one, what else have people learned? And they might say that they've learned because of lead local. Personality types, would you real colors? So, okay? And then when you start to do something like this, it's endless. It's just endless where you might go. It's just like this we did with transformation. I mean, especially when you're in if you can mind map with a few people, like let's say you're on a conference committee or you're planning an event at your fair or something happening in your office, when you could do some brainstorming and just kind of go crazy with it, you never know what might happen. Don't get hung up on parameters. Just throw those ideas up there. When I walked into this meeting, I hadn't even thought that we would be doing any kind of mind mapping. But it just seemed like a logical thing to do at the time, and it worked out really well. Funders for projects that I have worked on really like mind mapping because it's clear that that it wasn't done in a real formal format, but it was, as I had said before, a real organic way to brainstorm with others and to value others' ideas and to put those up on in a real visual manner. Sometimes, most of us are visual learners, and it makes a great way to just share off of each other's ideas. So stop sharing there. So know that you can just do this with a piece of paper and marker, and it works super well if you're planning an event or evaluating something. And just, again, I would say don't get hung up on the details, but just let the ideas flow. So you can always branch off. There's no guidelines, just let it go. And then if you would happen to do something like this and you would like it converted into something that looks a little nicer, let me know. I'd be happy to help you with that. So that's a little bit about mind mapping. You can Google that and find all kinds of information about it, but I think this will at least get you started and give you a good understanding of what mind mapping is. So I wish you the best with this, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Enjoy the rest of your conference sessions.